33 comments already. Everybody shut the fuck up. Everybody shut the fuck up. 35 comments now. What is everybody yapping about? What is everybody yapping about? I can't believe I fucked up that thumbnail. How we doing, Steak? Good morning. Good to see you. Is that a Prophet X hat?
Yeah, got our Prophet X goodies, dude. Shout out to Epic.
Oh, your mic is not on. You sound awful.
I sound awful. All right, give me a second, please.
Yep. No snidesy nonsense here either. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah, I didn't think you would, to be fair. How about now?
You sound better.
Okay, let's roll with that.
You sound better. Yep. Awesome. What's up? It's good to see you. Glad to have you back. Let me tell you, my vocal cords are sore.
Okay. I was very busy, but I logged in a few times and you were absolutely crushing it, I gotta say.
Thanks. I think you know what it's like. I just like kind of blacked out. A couple of like things felt like sluggish and like, oh, how do I really get through this? What am I going to talk about? The fucking Jags and Titans, you know? And then some things just kind of click. Like I think I liked my Steelers rant yesterday. So we've got our video editor working on that. We'll see what Pittsburgh. I'm in good graces with Pittsburgh Steelers fans for what it's worth. They've always liked me because of my my defensive George Pickens. But anyways, the hat looks great. It's good to have you back. Did you maintain the diet while you were gone?
I did, dude. I know it's insane, but I did.
You're a disciplined guy. You're a disciplined guy.
I'm either really bad at discipline or really good, and I have no in between. That's kind of my struggle.
Yep.
I have no middle ground.
Yep. Yeah, no, that kind of makes sense. Hold on one second. Let me check the game.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that.
Excuse me. Sorry. Like the hoodie. Thank you very much. I got to tell you, I get a lot of compliments on this fucking Ryder Cup gear. I had a guy on the airplane start yapping to me about it. I had a call with a client once, and I was wearing this, and it was the first thing he commented. And it turns out he was a big golfer, so I got in the good graces there. This might have landed me a $3 million listing. Not even kidding.
That's awesome. I feel like Ryder Cup gear is the language of the middle-aged white man.
That is really, really well said. By the way, pour one out. Did everybody see our guy BK got hacked?
God, that sucks. How does that happen?
Well, he said that he can't log into his work computer.
They got it more than Twitter.
Yeah. It sounds really bad. Yep. Steak nailed the diet. Next is unit management. Very funny. Yeah. Did you see my text, by the way? You got to, can you figure that out?
Okay, but can I just talk openly to all?
Can you not push back on it though?
Can I talk about it for a little bit?
Sure.
I don't really have a unit. I want to be more known as a guy who is transparent with the fact that I'm risking this amount of dollars, because it's tough, man. Like I was struggling with college football, so honestly, like for last 6 weeks of college football, I'm just doing $100-$200 a game, but I'm putting $500 on the NBA bets, sometimes $1,000. Sometimes I have nukes, and it just makes it tough. Like, I don't like when people post 10-unit plays. Like, I hate when people do that 20-unit play, max mega cock lock of the year. So I just want to say the dollar amount.
No, you're just so wrong on this. It's like,
okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll take being wrong.
But can I just explain something to what you said? It shows the confidence level. So you just gave a perfect explanation of why you should have units. You said, oh, college football, I'm not doing that well. I'm doing 100, 200, but in the NBA, I am doing well. So I'm doing 500. So make your unit 250 if you want to.
Yeah. Okay.
But do you realize? Yeah. But do you realize though, this is also the problem. If you're betting $500 or you're betting $1,000 on something, it's not relative. Like people don't know what that means to you because the dollar amount is all different. It's different to everybody else. Right.
Yeah.
So that $1,000 stake, what you're just saying is you don't want to be the 10-unit, 20-unit guy. You don't realize it, but you look like that. You're putting $1,000 on a bet. Somebody could think that means 100 units.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah, units.
I will say that's fine, and I will change it on my picket. But I also want to say I think unit has become a thing for people to really hide a lot of things. Like unit is getting abused lately.
That's fine, but just so you know this, just because you set your unit properly, you can still show the dollar.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'll do.
Yes, but you have to set it because then when somebody looks at your units, it's skewed and it's thrown off and it's not accurate, and we have to be accurate.
Totally fine with that. And I'm fine with this, Tatiana, to be completely clear. I don't care what people bet.
No.
I just be transparent about what I'm betting. That's all.
Yeah. And you can still do that, but for a tracking tracking purposes, your units have to align. It can't say you won 96 units if you didn't win 96 units.
Yeah, but I'm also going to make a personal statement about what I like from people. I like gamblers personally who show the dollar amount more than gamblers who show the unit amount these days.
And you know what's funny? I never realized that it was even like anybody even really cared. But I don't know if you noticed this. I was doing units for a while, and then somebody chirped me. They were like, "Oh, you're down so bad you won't even show your dollar amount." I was like, "What are you talking about?" So I've been showing 50, 75, $25 on my touchdown scores. I never really thought about it that way, but I think you're right.
Yeah, because it's also important to remember, especially for the people who sell picks, like I wouldn't unit shame, but if people are selling picks but only putting like $10 on the bets that they sell, that's where I would get a little unit shamey, because it's like you're confident enough to sell these picks to other people, but you're not confident enough to put more than $10 on them.
You know what? I'm with you on that. I actually, not naming names, there's people that we know, there's people that I like who actually do that. I think that they only show the unit amount that they're betting and they sell picks. Yeah. Snowman puts $500. Tickets out there.
Snowman puts a dollar amount. I like that.
Yeah. I will tell you by far my least favorite thing. There's a guy out there selling picks putting $1. Sorry, yeah, we're not going to name names and we're not going to shout people out because we're going to avoid drama. But if you don't have your head up your ass, you probably know who that is. And I'm not going to name names again, but by far the worst thing anybody does, anybody who sells picks, is post a winning slip without the dollar amount. If you don't realize that that is a massive red flag, you're a fucking moron. That person is off the hook. Yeah. You're the fucking moron. If you think somebody's posting a touchdown score, a parlay, and they're not showing you how much you bet, I got news for you, dip fuck. Just like Crutch said, they're putting the minimum amount possible to tout themselves as winners so you will buy their picks.
And you're forgetting one major thing. They're probably betting 100 things.
Yeah.
And then the one that hits is the winner, and it's probably $1 on 100 things. But yes, the biggest frauds and losers in this community are definitely the people who post the tickets without the dollar amount.
You have to. And again, like people would say, "Oh, but I only bet $5 and it's unit shaming." Bro, people don't care. It's transparent. At least if you are selling picks, you are operating a business. You're operating a business. And what you're doing is you're using that to promote your business. You're luring people in. Ooh, this guy wins. I want to buy what he buys. But if you are hiding your dollar amount, why are you hiding anything? Why are you? That would be like somebody selling fucking chicken pot pies and you ask them what's in it and they don't tell you what the ingredients are. Are you going to buy chicken pot pies from somebody who's making them and won't tell you what the ingredients are? Not me.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. What's the minimum wager on FanDuel?
I think somebody said this. I don't know who. You and I are so out of touch on like the actual. I thought we were tapped into gambling Twitter. Dude, I think we're like tapped into like 12% of gambling Twitter. Oh, I saw a thread.
Sense. Do you see this?
There's somebody called Chili Bets who apparently got busted for this. I don't know who Chili Bets is. I don't know who any of these motherfuckers are. And I'm going to tell you right now.
You were talking about that sells the picks and puts $1 on them. I literally don't know who that is.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want to know who any of these people are. All right. They're not my cup of tea. I kind of categorize these like fucking most of these people out here who are doing this shady shit with like streamers, like actual streamers. They just seem kind of weird and creepy to me. So not for me. All right. I got nothing bad to say, but it's just not for me. But there's a guy named Chili Bets who apparently got busted for this. I saw somebody expose him. He got caught. He edits his tickets, but he bets 9 cents, which is the minimum bet for these big parlays. And then he uses an app or something to.
I already have the best scam ever. 9 cents on every single person in each team's starting lineup to score the first basket.
Sure, score the first touchdown.
And then you post it. That's a little tough. You can still do it, but it's flawless. Cannot be beat system if you put 9 cents on all 10 guys in an NBA starting lineup to hit the first basket.
Yeah,
and people already do this, so I can't start this scam. I kind of want to do it.
Well, I mean, come on, that's the most obvious thing ever. You know what?
Should I make a mockery out of people doing it?
You want to do? Like, I would say, let's do it together.
let's like post like we're hitting like let's say we've hit 96 first NBA baskets in a row or something, and say we can't lose. The only catch is we can't post until after the game.
Okay, wait. What is the minimum bet on Hard Rock?
Good question. That's a really good question.
Well, let's find out. Let's do it tonight. Do it tonight. Good morning, everybody. Steak, it's great to have you back. How was your trip? Just briefly, how was Denver? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. Yes, it was all strictly family time, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Nice. Okay. Well, it's good to have you. Happy to hear that you're still doing well on the diet. I can't say the same for me in terms of food, but I have been running. I've been consistent with my 1.5 mile runs, which is good. I already feel so much better. But I'm gonna get serious. I'm gonna get serious starting this week. Although we have scallops. I have scallops in the freezer, and I don't really know what else to eat them with other than like pasta. So I'm just gonna basically like not eat much. To come to think of it, I didn't even have my deviled eggs, my hard-boiled eggs still out there. I got to go get that, or else I'm gonna start fading. But we're gonna have some scallops. I never made scallops, by the way. I don't know how to do it. I'm just assuming it's like garlic, butter, sear, and then put in the oven or something. So
not high on the list of things. I'll eat them, but they're not high on my list.
Yeah. Well, it was a mistaken order that got sent to us. We ordered the weird dog food for our dog, and we got like shrimp egg rolls, veggie pork or veggie dumplings, and scallops. We got somebody else's order, and it's all this frozen Asian food. And so we're like, well, we got to eat it.
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
You ordered food for your dog, and instead you got, did you say egg rolls?
Yeah. Egg
rolls and scallops instead of your dog's food?
We got somebody else's order.
From where?
A place in Winter Park that sells like rare meat.
Human food.
Yeah, no. It's all human food, but it's called novel proteins. So they sell like rabbit, ostrich, kangaroo. It's not for pets. It's a place for humans.
Was going to eat. You get your dog human food.
Well, yeah, we're trying all these random meats and stuff to see if it works. But yeah. I know it sounds kind of funny at first. Do not overcook them. They taste like rubber if you do. Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Wow, we have 112 people in here. Is that a typo? Is that an error? This is the steak effect. People are back to fucking
shut up. I logged in when you were gone, and you had 123 in Twitch. And like,
yeah, but it took like an hour and a half. It's 13 minutes and people are here. They're ready to fucking go. All right, listen, don't be shy if you want to give a sub bang, but I do appreciate all the stream streaks. Cam with a 10 stream streak. What the fuck are you doing 11 days ago?
Maybe he was sleeping in.
Fuck him. Tin Lin, I missed you, Steak. Hope you had a nice vacation. Please keep keeping DGen in check. And the only Casper 3 streams. Okay, pot's a little light on all those, but that's all right. We appreciate the stream streaks. We have a lot to talk about. The DGen hours mess up my streaks weekly. What does that mean?
Oh, it's a good point. Joey Dumps just brought up a really good point. If you don't watch that first 10 minutes of the DGen hour on Twitch, does that ruin your streak?
Oh,
that's a really good point, Joey.
That is a good point.
Wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah. I think there will be a time when the DGen hour will just go on its own with YouTube, but it's still nice to like keep letting people know, because sometimes people aren't locked into YouTube. There's just Twitch people, which is fine. People have their own things, like I still just use Uber most of the time when I know Lyft is sometimes probably cheaper because the dumb fuck did a 10-minute hockey stream. Tap in, bro.
Interesting. Well, we've got to look into that then.
You can watch the VOD back to save the streak. Oh, gotcha. You would have to.
Oh, now we're back.
Yeah. Okay. No excuse.
Joey Dumps play like a champion.
Look at this. Jimmy Buckets 55 stream streak. Appreciate you guys. All right. We got a lot to talk about. It's 10:24 in the morning on the Eastern Standard Time, and we talked NFL yesterday, which was great. We'll do it again later in the week, likely Thursday. We'll touch on anything if there's one you wanted to touch on, but there's a lot of college football stuff to talk about. The season is over. Season's over. I'll give you first, not that we're doing any sort of recap on our futures, but the futures were posted in Discord. I did not do very well on my futures, but you nailed Miami and you nailed Alabama. Great job. They went over their win totals. I tailed you on Ole Miss. Thank you. That was great.
I tailed you on Ole Miss.
You tailed me on Ole Miss?
Team, dude. Ole Miss was your team. Yeah, it's hard to remember because we talked so much, but Ole Miss was your team.
Yeah. I had some pretty good reads on USC went over their win total. That was a good one. Louisville did not go over the 8.5, which sucked. That was my 3-unit play, which is funny because a year ago or 2 years ago, they were my 3-unit fade. And Michigan did not go over. Steak thoughts on the floor. Oh, we're going to get all those thoughts.
Yeah, all the thoughts are coming.
Yep, but I just wanted to touch on, were there any other futures? Oh, Ole Miss to make the playoff. We took that too, 2-1. That was great. Oh, wait, we don't know if they're in. They're in.
No, it hasn't hit yet though. There's some rumblings going on.
Oh, they could get fucked because you know what? We just got to get in. We got to talk about it. Should we just get in and talk about Lane Kiffin?
Yeah, but one more you forgot that we hit on the last day. Arizona State under 8.5.
Oh,
Wildcats, dude. Arizona, bro. I never seen a game where I said to myself, this game has to go this way because Arizona's having a great year by what they were expected, and Arizona State's having a down year, and it would just be such a fucking bummer if Arizona State and Jeff Sims beat Arizona, but it was never going to happen. Great year by Arizona.
All right. Good job.
Yeah.
I got to do my add up my wins and losses. I'm probably going to be down a few shekels. Okay. Let's talk about Lane Kiffin. Can we lock in and talk about Lane Kiffin? Can everybody lock in? We got 110 in Twitch. We got 35 on YouTube. I just retweeted on Twitter. I think you and I are going to butt heads here a little bit in disagreement. So everybody in the chat, I just want you guys to know something. Steak and I are not the smartest people in this space. Okay. We like sports. We watch sports. We follow sports. We have opinions on sports. We like to talk about sports. You guys enjoy or come in here every day, 6 days a week to hang out with us. But we don't have producers. We don't have editors. We don't sit here and do like pre-show meetings. So what we say is going to be wrong. Please, for the love of God, do not throw a fucking hissy fit if we say something that's wrong. And in turn, why don't you make yourself helpful and let us know if we're lacking any sort of knowledge or information, and you provide that to help us as we talk through everything that's going on in college football. Now, Lane Kiffin takes the job at LSU. He leaves after the Egg Bowl, before the playoffs. I didn't even see the contract details yet on the LSU job. I'm going to assume he got paid a lot of money. Steak, do you know what the contract was? Was it $100 million or something?
I believe so.
Chad, if you guys know, help us out. But Lane Kiffin is getting shredded to pieces by just about everybody in the space. And I feel like I'm on a little bit of an island here. And that's what I want to discuss. 7 years for $90 million. Okay. That's what I want to discuss. Do you think Lane Kiffin, for leaving Ole Miss and taking the LSU job, is a piece of shit?
Yep.
Okay. I don't. But before I defend him, I guess, and I don't even know that I'm really defending him. I'm more so just like, I'm not saying he's a good guy, but I don't think what he did was bad. Actually, let me go first.
You should be going first.
All right. Here's what I think I'm having a hard time grasping, and I'm having a hard time understanding here. Ole Miss is not a forever job. And the only reason I think people are acting like Lane Kiffin should still be at Ole Miss is because Lane Kiffin got Ole Miss to be Ole Miss. It's their first 11-win season in school history. He got them fun. He got them exciting. What had Ole Miss done before that? Hugh Freeze? He got a great draft class because he had prostitutes on speed dial? Cool. Could he coach worth a shit? No, he couldn't. Ole Miss was fun. You get Jackson Dart. You should have won it all last year. This year, nobody really cared about you. You still go out there with a backup quarterback and win 11 games, but it's not a forever job. There's big brands and big schools and coaching positions in college football that I feel like are forever jobs. Pains me to admit it, but Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, and LSU, Bama, I think LSU is in that group. I don't think Ole Miss is. I think the ladder that Lane Kiffin has climbed to get to this spot is actually pretty impressive. Now, I know along the way, he's been a tool. He's been a douchebag. He got fired on the tarmac at USC. He had a coaching stint with the Raiders, which was weird. But then he goes to FAU. He climbs his way up, and he does a really good job. He can't control when LSU is going to have a head coaching vacancy. He can't control that. And he also can't control that college football is so fucked that teams can go poach coaches in season. He can't control that. So if he tries to be a good guy and say, no, not right now, not right now, what if somebody else takes the job and it's not available again for 10 years? I don't think what Lane Kiffin did was bad.
Okay. The only point I think you missed of mine is I'm not mad Lane Kiffin took the LSU job. Nobody's mad Lane Kiffin took the LSU job.
That's not true.
Well, that's stupid then. The LSU job is a way better job than Ole Miss, and most everybody would want it. LSU, when you take recent success and all the big names LSU have, it's absolutely a top 5 football school. When you consider the fact that on a big game against Alabama, Death Valley at night, you can 100% see Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Shaq, Libby fucking Dunn, Paul Skeens. Like, they're the coolest school in the country, maybe. And everybody wants to coach there. I totally understand that. Not surprised. I'm going to tell you right fucking now, if I was Lane Kiffin, you couldn't get me out of not finishing this year at Ole Miss with my guys. That's where I think Lane Kiffin is a dick. And I already know people are going to say, oh, he was given an ultimatum by the fucking – I'm not taking the job. I'm not discussing the LSU job until I finish this fucking mission with my guys. I literally had Jackson Dart last year, and by all metrics and numbers, the best team in the country, and I choked it away. I lost 3 games. Somehow I lost to Florida and Kentucky. I come back here with Austin Simmons. He gets hurt, and I'm rolling with a fucking Division II quarterback, and we're playing amazing. We're 11-1, and now we're in the college football fucking playoffs. I am finishing this. Do not talk to me. LSU, if you don't respect that I'm a fucking good enough guy, good enough coach for the guys that I currently have, that I won't discuss this job with you until after I finish this mission with Ole Miss, then no, there's nothing to talk about. And that's all I'm saying is I don't think there was anything to discuss, and I think Lane Kiffin had way more control than people think. You don't think Lane Kiffin could have told both LSU and Ole Miss, I'm not fucking discussing this coaching vacancy until this season's over? And what would they have done? Who was the backup plan for LSU? They wouldn't have waited for Lane Kiffin? Yes, they would have. They weren't getting John fucking Sumrall. They weren't getting this BYU douchebag that nobody wants to coach except BYU or Penn State when they have no one left. They weren't going to get James Franklin. And this is it, man. Like, I would have finished this mission with my guys. That's why I think Lane Kiffin is wrong.
I think you're living in La La Land, and I think you're wrong. I get what you're saying, and everybody in the chat is saying steak Timothy, steaks cooking. Everything you said is great. In Disneyland, you can't say, hey, LSU, wait. You can't tell LSU to wait
in the middle of a championship run.
No, you can't. You can't.
They had no other options, bro. Then what would they have done if Lane Kiffin said that? He has all the control. Lane Kiffin, the ball was in Lane Kiffin's court. There's no other Lane Kiffin out there. LSU had no one to hire.
You can't. What if Lane Kiffin wins a championship at Ole Miss and he has a change of heart and he wants to stay?
What if he does? And what's LSU going to do? What's LSU going to do if Lane Kiffin says, I'm not announcing anything until after the season?
I think LSU would have had to hire somebody.
Okay.
I absolutely do.
And who would that have been?
Who I don't know. I totally get what you're saying.
Everyone knew this too, Lewandowski. Everyone knew all their eggs were in that basket.
Let's see what people are saying. The chat is absolutely fucking ripping today. College football's early signing period is less than 72 hours away. As the class of 2026 prepares, formally put pen to paper Wednesday, the recruiting trail is still buzzing.
No problem getting recruits at LSU. No problem.
LSU had to make a decision because of the timeline with transfers and recruits. Now, this I understand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It is 1,000,000%. The biggest issue with all of this is the NCAA calendar. And that's the reality. That's the reality. Lane Kiffin doesn't have to look like an asshole if it's not for that. LSU doesn't have to be aggressive if it's not for that. All of this falls on the NCAA being total fucking incompetent morons, not being able to make a decision and figure out this transfer portal bullshit. It's so easy. The Giants can't go out there and poach fucking Brian Schottenheimer midseason. Why would you be able to do it in college athletics? It makes no sense. But Lane Kiffin has to make a decision. If LSU knocks on your door right now, he has to make a decision. And Snake, he's not the first guy that's done this. Brian Kelly did it with Cincinnati in a playoff.
Did he?
Yeah, he had to go take Notre Dame, and he left Cincinnati high and dry against Florida. It was a scumbag thing to do. I understand on the surface. Yeah, or it was No, it was before the playoff existed. It was the Fiesta Bowl or some shit.
I know,
Sugar
but
Bowl.
it wasn't a championship game, man. Even if winning the Fiesta Bowl would have been cool, you don't have a chance at a national championship, and that's my problem. Is that he has a chance at a national championship with Ole Miss. You know, he may never achieve this with LSU. What he's done this year at Ole Miss, I understand everybody thinks he's gonna, but I got news for you: Lane Kiffin isn't all that successful. Lane
I
Kiffin
understand.
was a dumpster fire for fucking Tennessee. Didn't win a championship for USC. And then he coached at Florida Atlantic. Like, this is not a not home run hire like people think it is. Lane Kiffin is kind of a douchebag and honestly has just as many failures on his resume as successes. And he may never achieve this again. Ole Miss is 11-1 with a chance to win a national championship. I understand they're long shot, sure. But yeah, I don't know, man. I hate it all around.
I disagree with you again because you just made a point for Lane Kiffin to be the big fish. Who else is LSU going to get if they miss out on Lane Kiffin? He's far and away the best option right now.
No, he's far and away everyone's favorite option. In my personal opinion, Lane Kiffin will not be the most successful coach in this coaching carousel. I think Lane Kiffin is overrated.
Here is my problem with comments like this. Again, this sounds great in a fairy tale world. You can't leave your guys like that after an 11-win season with a potential natty on the line. I agree with Steak. Hayden, you're not wrong. Steak's not wrong, but you're missing the context. It's take the LSU job now or ride with your guys. It's not both. You can't say, hold on, let me go do this, and then we'll talk.
And there's something fundamentally wrong with the way college football is set up.
Absolutely. That's the obvious. But given the circumstances, you can't change that. So again, now that I ask you, with how fucked up college football is, with how the structure is in place, do you still disagree with Lane Kiffin?
100,000%.
So miss out on the LSU job to stay at Ole Miss.
I'm living in La La Land. I'll live in La La Land. There's nothing you could do as a college football coach to get me to leave a team that I have taken to the college football playoff with a chance to win a national championship. Maybe it's Disneyland, like you said. There's just no shot I do that under any circumstance. So you should hire me as a coach. I'm a much more honorable guy.
That is La La Land. And it's fine. I understand what you're saying, but that is the nicest, best circumstance imaginable. And that should be the case. The way the NCAA is set up, that does not happen. That cannot happen. It cannot happen. What you just said cannot happen. It's Lane Kiffin at LSU, or you're staying with Ole Miss and LSU is hiring another coach. If I'm Lane Kiffin, it sucks, but Ole Miss is not a forever job. LSU to me is a better job. So I'm going to
LSU is a better job. There's no arguing that. I don't think anybody would argue.
So then you're defending Lane Kiffin taking LSU.
No, I'm not.
He has to take it now or never, Steak.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. I don't know.
Okay, but hold on. Let's say it is. I get what you mean. You have your doubts. You think LSU could have waited, but I'm telling you they couldn't have. Let's say LSU now or never for Lane Kiffin. Do you understand his decision then?
If he was given no choice, yes. But I think the ball was more in his court than people are saying.
I understand that is what you think. I don't think that is the case. I do not think so. I think he had to make a decision. It's very unfortunate that that's how it works in college football. But he had to go. He had to take LSU. And he's getting fucking shredded. And honestly, like, I like cover 3. I thought Tom Fornelli, I listened to it.
Man, you should get shredded. I feel like you're not discussing what goes in to doing what Ole Miss has achieved this year and how much he had to fucking talk to these guys, how much belief he had to take into a team that had literally nowhere near as many expectations as the team last year. And just to fucking leave him high and dry, I understand. Maybe I'm living in Remember the Titans or a fucking Disney movie. Maybe I am. I think it's bullshit. I think he deserves to get shredded. Okay, cool. Say what you want. You would leave for LSU too for $100 million. Cool, I get it. Most people would. It's totally fine. I'm not defending Lane Kiffin for even a fucking second for leaving his team high and dry in a college football playoff. I'll never do it. Congrats to him, I guess. But no, I never defend him ever.
Well, then if you are going to say Lane Kiffin should not leave Ole Miss, you also can't in turn say that LSU is 100% that much better of a job. You have to try to defend the Ole Miss job.
Yeah, I mean, what was his contract at Ole Miss?
They would have paid him.
Oh my God, this is what we're doing. They played 2 good teams all year. I hate this. People only do this with the teams they want to do this with.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. You are acting like they're going to actually win the national championship. They're not.
I didn't know I'm not. I said you have a chance to win the national championship right now. I didn't say, obviously, I don't think Ole Miss is winning the Natty. Never once said I thought Ole Miss was winning the Natty.
Right, but
you went 11-1 in the SEC.
I guess my point is
Ole
this.
Miss was 11-1 in the SEC. No one says they played two good teams all year.
Right. I agree with you. 6-year 54 was his contract at Ole Miss. I think 6 years, 54 million is what people are
So
saying.
you don't think he could have gotten 791 contract extension from Ole Miss?
I don't know. I don't know. But okay, let me ask you this. Steak, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. If Ole Miss matches the contract with LSU, would you stay at Ole Miss and not be the head coach at LSU?
Wait. Everyone slow down. 791 or 664. Is that what you said?
54.
Oh, 54. Got it.
Ole Miss matched it.
Ole Miss matched it. Yeah, fuck Lane Kiffin, dude. Fuck Lane Kiffin.
Okay, so then LSU is in a better job than Ole Miss.
Now you see all the people in the fucking chat saying he had $100 million reason to leave. No, he didn't. Ole Miss.
I never said that.
I said everyone in the chat.
Right. Yeah. No, the money wasn't the issue. It's are you? And honestly, listen, I'll play devil's advocate for myself in today's college football because you just said it. LSU night game. You can recruit anybody you want. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. Steak. In today's college football, is LSU even that much better of a job than Ole Miss?
Yes, it is. And I understand everyone saying the NIL money. I understand that. Just know that that's not what people were saying in the chat earlier. And I do think the Lane Kiffin defenders are moving their narrative around a little bit because it was, yeah, 100. Not talking about you. I'm just talking about
I know.
Now it's NIL, but before when we were chatting 30 minutes ago, you guys were all saying it was $100 million. Who wouldn't?
I think like two people said that for what it's worth.
Okay, fine. My point is, I'm not defending Lane Kiffin in this scenario.
But you also are a little contradicting because you are saying that even if the money's matched, LSU is still a better job than Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin took a better job.
Yep, Lane Kiffin took a better job and left kids high and dry in an 11-1 season.
He has no choice.
That's fine. And then we've nailed that college football is broken in that sense. And I still wouldn't do it if I was him. I'd stay at Ole Miss.
Okay, so you would say, listen, I know LSU is. Are you listening to me or are you reading all the chat?
No, I'm listening to you.
Okay, you would say if you're Lane Kiffin, LSU knocks on your door, you say, hey Lane, we want you to be the head coach of LSU. It's now or never. Yeah. Same amount of money. Ole Miss is going to match you. You would say, nope, I'm going to stay put at Ole Miss. And you're probably going to be there for another minimum 5 to 6 years.
And there's no way around you getting me to say I wouldn't say this. I would say I'm not discussing the LSU coaching vacancy until I finish this season.
Okay, then goodbye. We're done here. That's what LSU says. Goodbye, we're done here.
In your opinion, that's what they'd say. I don't think that's what they'd say.
Because you're living in La La Land.
Who the fuck are they going to hire?
They're going to fucking hire somebody. They got to hire.
Option. Who? Name a guy.
But again, you just said Lane Kiffin's not that great of a hire.
Then tell me who they would hire, dude.
But you're acting like nobody is even near him.
I'm acting like nobody was near them for LSU. My opinion about Lane Kiffin is clearly different than LSU's opinion. I didn't want him for the Gators. I don't fucking want Lane Kiffin as a coach. I don't think he's that good. Who would you hire? Name a guy right now.
Who would you hire? You said he's not that good.
I wouldn't hire anybody. Because guess what I would do if I was LSU? I would figure out how to wait around because I knew that Lane Kiffin was coming. Who would you hire? Name a guy.
Who would I go after?
The point that I'm trying to make is that the ball was in Lane Kiffin's court more than he thought. You have to name a guy.
I don't know. I don't
what I'm saying. Okay, fine, totally fine. That kind of
John Gruden.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure he's taking that job. He's a big name for every college job that opens. All right, we'll move on.
Somebody give me a fucking name. I mean, I love Golish. I thought if I said
Summerall, would that have been that crazy since he was at Tulane?
I think John Summerall is a poor hire. No,
really. Well, I guess that's what we'll go to next.
Yes, Camden's money is right. You can't miss recruiting week, dude. My God, I understand that. How the fuck does DGen does Stake expect players and commits to sign with a team without a coach? You have to have a coach.
Okay,
but hold on. Oh, Kenny Dillingham. That's not a bad one.
Kenny Dillingham. Yeah,
Joe Brady.
Kenny Dillingham staying put.
Okay, Joe Brady. That's a good one.
Yeah. I remember, Joe Brady. I had Joe Brady going somewhere else.
Penn State. Salah. No, you do not want Salah. You don't want Salah.
What's up with Penn State?
What's that?
What's up with Penn State?
We're going to talk about that next, but hold on. I just want to know. You're saying that there's nobody else worth a shit, essentially. There's nobody else worth a shit. So you got to go all in on Lane Kiffin, but because there's nobody else worth the shit, LSU would have waited around. But the reality is You need a coach. You need a coach. So even if Lane Kiffin says no, you need a coach right now for recruiting. You need a coach. Who would you hire if you're LSU?
If it wasn't Lane Kiffin?
Correct. Because you think they'd wait around for Lane. They're not. So again, if you're Lane Kiffin, if you are Lane Kiffin, you're staying at Ole Miss. That's what you are going to do. Even though you just said LSU is a better job.
Who would I hire for LSU assuming I had the pick? Yeah, we're going to talk about Pat Fitzgerald for sure. We're talking about all the coaching hours.
I always like Pat Fitzgerald. We'll talk about that in a second.
Me too, but not at LSU. Yeah, John Sumrall. I don't know about Joe Brady, head coach. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my point is I'd have no idea who else they'd hire.
I get what you're saying, but you have to hire somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's hard.
Said that to you.
What?
That's what I said to you.
No, you said they didn't have to hire somebody.
No, I said name somebody. That's what
it's hard. It's hard. Joe Brady's a good one. Chip Kelly's hilarious. Like LSU could have gotten Lincoln Riley or Joey McGuire if they wanted. Yeah, Snowman. Who would beat Snowman? Knows fucking college football.
They're not getting, bro. Lincoln Riley ain't going anywhere. Lincoln Riley.
I don't want Lincoln Riley. I'd rather take fucking Summerall.
Recruiting class in the country this year.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lincoln Riley is staying at USC.
No, you can't. You can't do Marcus Freeman after you just whiffed on another Notre Dame head coach. You can't do that.
In a heartbeat, they'd take him though.
I wouldn't want Lincoln Riley. I don't want him as a head coach. Look at Vanderbilt. Jared Curtis, the top QB recruit, is probably signing there tomorrow over Georgia. Yeah. So listen, this is the last thing I'll say to defend you and everybody shredding Lane Kiffin in this landscape of college football. Is LSU even that much ahead of Ole Miss? Because Texas Tech has talent. Vanderbilt has talent. All these teams have talent. You can get talent now at Ole Miss. You can get LSU talent. So
they've had it. They've had it the whole time Lane's been there. They've had incredible recruiting classes. A couple times they had the number one recruit in the country. Pretty sure Walter Nolan was the number one recruit. And then what's that guy? Kim Diche or whatever? Robert. I don't know.
Well, that was the Hugh Freeze era because
I'm just saying Ole Miss has been getting top recruits for years.
Okay, that doesn't matter. That the Diche one was illegal. Now it's a level playing field.
Yeah.
So Ole Miss, if Ole Miss has the funds.
No, they don't. Apparently, the chat saying they absolutely do not have the funds to keep up with LSU, and honestly, that makes perfect sense.
So then you're fine with Lane Kiffin's decision.
No, I mean, I've already said how I felt.
Right. LSU is great. You think you want to coach there, but if you're Lane Kiffin, you wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't leave any team that I was coaching in the middle of a college football playoff run.
You know what would be so funny if you said, I'm not leaving my team high and dry, and then they went out there and they got their ass kicked the very first game of the playoffs. That would be hilarious. And then you had to wait 6 years for LSU.
That'd be hilarious. And I'd still be making $100 million over 7 years.
I see, like, come on.
No, I get it. That's obvious. I'm the one saying that they clearly have the most juice in the country. I said that already. LSU probably has the most juice in the country.
You got to go. You got to go. You have to take it. And it's unfortunate that he's going to leave his players. It's unfortunate that college football is set up this way. Lane is not really the bad guy. College football is the bad guy.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm fine with that.
You said Lane's the bad guy.
I said I wouldn't do what Lane did. I still wouldn't do what Lane did.
I started the question with, do you think he's a piece of shit?
15 minutes ago, so we can move on. That obviously what's fucked is how college football is set up.
1,000,000%, but that is also the obvious answer. So given that, what do you think? And you said Lane Kiffin's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave my guy. You keep wanting me to change my answer. I'm not changing my answer.
No,
I'm not changing my answer.
Okay. DJ, and you're right, but you should admit he handled it with a ton of fucking drama too. Like, I guess he handled it with drama, but he wanted to coach, but they wouldn't let him coach. I don't think there's anything wrong with him wanting to coach, but anyways.
Next coach.
All right, the next one. What the fuck is going on with this Penn State ordeal? I have been following Liam Blutman on where is he? Liam Blutman works for Barstool. I think he's a very good follow, but he has been really, really tapped in. Brian Hartline, flight tracking, Brian Hartline getting a Penn State head coaching interview done tomorrow. Will confirm. He's not putting any stock into that. Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to find the tweet about the Penn State thing. Update. Okay. They want the BYU head coach. Penn State wants the BYU head coach. Kalani Sitake. Mm-hmm. He's speaking to family and will sleep on the decision between BYU and Penn State. Belief is he will decide in the morning. BYU's first meeting today that was canceled was going to be, I'm taking another job, meaning Satake was originally going to be taking it without a doubt. He canceled, and the players swiftly asked him to stay. BYU spent the day working on their miracle. They made their best offer. Both BYU and Penn State believe he is signing with their school. What was once a 99-1 is now a 50-50. Both programs have made incredible offers that are extremely difficult to turn down. Personally, I love Satake. I can't even imagine how difficult of a time he's having choosing. Rooting even harder for him than I already have. So here's my question. Don't you think like certain schools like BYU, Navy, like they just have like their fits? I don't, they're not the type of coaching spots that I think guys get started at. Although I guess that's kind of incorrect because then Bronco Mendenhall get started at BYU, and then he went to, I think he went to Boise, and then he went to Washington, if I have that right. So maybe I'm off here, but because you have to be like big into the faith, big into the church. A lot of Mormons, the players take missions and shit like that. I just think this is kind of James Franklin-esque again. Maybe I'm wrong. It's too big of a jump. From Vanderbilt to Penn State, too big of a jump. From BYU to Penn State feels like too big of a jump. But maybe I'm holding Penn State too high. I'm holding Penn State standard too high. You need to climb. And that's why I think Lane Kiffin climbed perfectly. But what do you think about this BYU coach to Penn State?
I mean, can we just be honest and say he seems like an awesome coach and an awesome guy who's absolutely exactly where he should be? Like sometimes you're exactly where you should be.
Yes.
You're at BYU. This weekend, you're playing for a shot to go to the college football playoff, albeit an underdog. Totally fine. You've never coached anywhere east of fucking Utah. I believe he's Oregon State, BYU. I don't remember if he had some sort of job at Utah. And now you're going to ship him over to Penn State. And I got to be honest with you, man. I'm going to stand on this. I think James Franklin was a great hire at the time. He just didn't get the job done, and it's totally fine. I think James Franklin was a great hire for Penn State, and I think that the only thing you could say – Hawaii, yes, thank you. He's from Hawaii. He's coaching at BYU, dude. He looks like such a good fit. I'm looking at him right now in his fucking BYU hat, and he looks like the coach of BYU to me. But I'll tell you right now, this motherfucker does not look like the coach of Penn State. I think it's a horrible fit. I think he would absolutely struggle going into a fucking 17-year-old living room, a 5-star recruit from fucking – Maryland or wherever the fuck this guy's from, and getting people, dude. I don't think it's a good fit at all. I think it's desperation. At this point, I think they should stick around. Like, I don't know what to say about Brian Hartline, except I almost feel like Brian Hartline would be a better fit to be the head coach of Penn State than this guy would be.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. You and I are so aligned on this. And I do this all the time. And sometimes people get shit or give me shit for it. They're like, oh, why do you care what people look like? And it's like, it's just the fit. Like sometimes there's a fit. And I just think if you're in fucking Penn State, like you kind of just have to, you need to get like a Big Ten Penn State guy. Like John Harbaugh was such a good coach for Michigan. He's such a Big Ten. Jim Harbaugh. Yeah. Yes, like that's, I know they don't grow on trees. I understand it. But again, just from like Penn State's, boardroom of having their fucking big board of guys, I'm just shocked they landed on the dude from fucking BYU.
This is such a good fucking point. God,
yeah.
This is such a good point. Because do you remember, dude? He was trying to do the Southern accent.
How could anyone forget?
And he's doing the fucking gun fucking thing with the kid on the
He's not doing a gun thing. He's doing the old thing.
Well, to me, it was the gun thing. Either way, that is such a good point by Chandler. Yeah. It was a horrible fit, and it was a joke from the beginning. And this is going to be a horrible fit too.
Now, here's the hard part, because I'll tell you, this feels like it's hard to find good coaches. Who sounds like a good coach for Penn State? You said Joe Brady. Okay, not Brian Hartline. Anybody else out there sound like a good coach for Penn State? What's the chat think?
Joe Brady, fine. At this point, he has.
Oh, dude. Who the fuck is Chandler covered?
Well, why is nobody fucking? He's in here every day. Why is nobody talking about Brent Key more? Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
I feel like he would have been a big name for a lot of these guys.
Alex Golish was like my number one coaching hire guy. I love Alex Golish.
Me too. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second. I really think Dayball is fine there. Honestly, he looks like Penn State.
Brian Dayball at Penn State, I'm totally fine with it. It's hilarious, but I'm totally fine with it. Totally fine with it.
Brent Key won't leave Georgia Tech. Key signed an extension. Yep. Is Penn State
Okay, then that makes sense.
fucked? They just extended Key. Yeah. Yeah. And the chat said it before because I said this jump from BYU to Penn State seems too high. And people are saying I'm holding Penn State to too high of expectations. Maybe I am. Maybe Penn State is a little bit closer to a Wisconsin than they are in Ohio State.
Not for me at all. Nope.
Don't so then you and I agree.
I think they've forever been close to a Michigan or a Penn State that hasn't got over the hump. Not forever. That's stupid. No, I don't think Brian Dable went to Penn State. Whoever was asking that, I don't think he did.
Sataki, yeah. Matt can't. Oh God, no. Stop at DGen. What? Penn State got replaced at the top tier by Indiana, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
That might be true.
Okay, but
that's the truest.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Penn State is closer to an Ohio State than they are at Wisconsin. That's what I'm saying, just so we're clear.
I'm saying that as well.
No, I know you are, but the chat was shitting on me by saying I'm holding Penn State standards to too high. I think going from BYU to Wisconsin makes sense. BYU to Penn State feels like too much of a jump.
At this point, I would take the BYU job over the Wisconsin job every single day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I would too. It'd be so funny if Penn State hires Brian Kelly. You know what? I hate to say it though. He'd be a pretty good fit at a Penn State. He would, but he's done. He's done.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they can do that for sure.
Penn State needs a ceiling guy, not a floor raiser. Yep. Anybody else Penn State wise, or should we talk about the Florida hires?
Since 2016, Penn State has won 11 games 6 times. I don't know how many schools you could say that about.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I do, for what it's worth, I think that coach, Sataki, seems awesome. Like, he seems like a cool fucking coach. It's just...
BYU's a cool school.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. It fucking really is.
BYU has, too? Money. They fucking got that number 1 recruit kid, AJ, for the basketball team. I think BYU has bread.
Oh, I think they do, too. 100%. Okay, let's talk about the Florida Gators hire. So... They snagged Tulane's head coach, John Sumrall. He is, I really don't know a lot about this guy, but with Tulane, he's 19-7. He played at Kentucky. He was a linebacker. I always kind of like that. Mm-hmm. I like his coaching ladder. I like his tree. I will say this. I don't know that I'm the biggest. I'm not anti John Sumrall. I don't know if, like, I feel like Florida could have done better, but maybe they really couldn't have. Maybe the options weren't that great.
I would have to, unfortunately, then ask you the question: who?
Yeah,
no, you're like right. An owl, but who?
You're right. He spent from 2005 to 2021, 16 years position coaches. Love that. If his last name was fucking, Shanahan, he'd get there in 2 years, or Callahan, he'd get there in 2 years. Then he's a head coach at Troy. They are 12-2. They beat UTSA in a bowl game, which doesn't really matter, but it kind of does for schools like that. Then Tulane hires him. He's there for 2 years, right? 2023. Yep. He guided them to back-to-back American Conference Championship game appearances. Great. Now he's going to Florida. I don't know. I'm looking at his record. I mean, these are his records as a head coach: 12-2, 11-2, 9-5, 10-2.
Yeah.
I like coaches that can win. That's kind of the reason I like Brian Kelly. Anywhere he went, he won. So I guess the resume says this is probably a good hire. He's 43 years old. He's not super old. I don't know. You tell me. You like it?
Yeah, I do. I like it. And just for proof that I said I liked it before, when it was just Lane Kiffin or bust, I have this group chat that's Gators fans and Seminole fans, my boys. And I said, like, weeks and weeks and weeks ago, I don't want Lane. I'd rather have a guy like John Sumrall. The turnoff for Gators fans is that he's another coach from Louisiana, a small school. Not a small school. Tulane is a much bigger school than Louisiana Lafayette, but that's where Billy Napier's from. So it feels like in your head that this is the same type of hire. It's not. Mm-hmm. That's just something that's easy to grasp onto, like, oh, another fucking 40-year-old from fucking Louisiana. That's what everybody's saying. He's had success everywhere he's went. He said something that I really liked. This is the problem being a Gators fan, or Gators fans are delusional because we've been trashed for a really long time. And I'm not talking about Penn State's been good. There's these schools that are decent, but we haven't even been decent. We have been trash. We've had 4-8 seasons. We've had 2 4-8 seasons, 6 and 7 seasons. Very, very little success. A tiny bit of success at the end of last year because DJ Lagway looked good and we beat Ole Miss. I think we finished 8-5 and everyone got excited. Like you remember, beginning of this year, people had us in the playoffs. People had us as a championship contender. They had
Lagway, Heisman.
It's so easy to get excited about Florida Gators. You watch the fucking Swamp Kings documentary. This used to be one of the coolest college football schools in the fucking country, hands down, every year, and they haven't been for so long. And John Sumrall didn't do what every Florida Gator coach says. The goal is to win a national championship. I hate that saying. No fucking shit. The goal is to win a national championship. Say something else, like how you're going to get there. Because Billy Napier said that shit. He never got close. It's like, tell me how you're going to get to 9-3 first. Maybe Florida Gators fans don't want to hear about it, but you got to get to 9-3 first. So he talked about everyone's concern is that the Gators' fucking best times are what? Either having Steve Spurrier or having Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow. And either way, you have this explosive offense, and that's what every Gators fan wants. And that's what he addressed first. Yes, I'm a defensive coach. My first plan is to get a really good offensive coordinator in here that will have an explosive offense. And I think that's awesome because I hate when coaches say the goal is to win a national championship. It's like, bro, we're not even close. We're not even close. Talk about something else first before you say that fucking line that everybody says. So, yeah, I like him. I think he's saying the right things, and I'm totally fine with the hire. And I like that he doesn't have that much hype around him. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I think steak cooked. I think you just cooked. Chat, did steak cook? I'll give you one of these. I don't have anything else to add really because you kind of nailed it too. My brain told me this feels like another Billy Napier, but I don't think it is. Somebody actually had a point. He said Billy Napier got hoed. He had the hardest schedule back-to-back years. There's nothing he could do about it.
Billy Napier is a hoe.
Yeah, Billy Napier is kind of a hoe.
Hoes get hoed.
You know what really needs to happen in Florida? That athletic director needs to go. That guy's weird.
There you go.
He's weird, and I don't like his vibe.
He sucks, bro. You're nailing it. He sucks. He's a fucking weirdo.
Scott Strickland. Ooh, God, I don't like that.
How are you not bringing that up, DJ? What are they talking about? I'm missing chat.
Tulane literally on the playoff bubble. How are you not?
Oh, yeah. It's fair. Very.
No, Steak's in fucking La La Land. Listen, if you really want to.
But I'm acknowledging that that's very fair, and it's funny. They're right. You could have absolutely burned me bad with that for sure.
Cam, I love having you around because I need somebody else to fucking knife Steak whenever he doesn't realize what he's doing.
I don't think I'm not even going to spend any energy explaining how it's different, but I'm totally fine with admitting that that's a very fair rebuttal.
I hate your athletic director. God, this guy looks like such a fucking sleazeball scumbag. Don't like him.
It's a sleazy school, dude. Let's be honest. My sisters went there, but it's a sleazy school.
Yeah. Okay. Auburn hires Alex Golish. This is the guy that I think Florida should have hired. But I'm coming around on Sumrall. Let's look up Alex Golish. Alex Golish, coaching USF. He kind of looks like our guy Joey Dumps, 41 years old. Again, like his coaching tree. He I don't know that he played anywhere. No, it doesn't look like it. He just coached. So he started at a high school in Ohio, assistant on Ohio State, Northern Illinois, Oklahoma State, Toledo, Illinois, Iowa State, UCF, Tennessee. Again, like this is all from like 2013. So he's been in the fucking the muck. You know, he's in there. And then he gets a shot with South Florida. And he does a really, really good job. South Florida, now they were 7-6 back-to-back years. They won both their bowl games, but who really cares? And then they were 9-3. They had a pretty good quarterback. Byron Brown. Was that his name?
Yep.
But you know what I like? This is what I think the Gators need. I think every SEC school needs this. They need a guy with some fucking fire. They need a guy who's going to stir the pot. They need a guy with a little personality, a little charisma. And Lane Kiffin, like him or not, has that. He's a motherfucker. Lane Kiffin is a motherfucker, but you need motherfuckers. You don't need boring ass vanilla ice cream cone Billy Napier. He was as boring as it gets. You need some mean motherfuckers, some petty motherfuckers. Alex Golish, did you see that clip? I think it was last year when USF beat FAU and he walked and he fucking shook Tom Herman's hand and he kept walking and
Yeah.
Tom Herman chased him around. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Tom Herman was a fucking nut job loser. I called it out from the beginning of the year when I bet against fucking FAU. I think he was drunk every time he had a press conference too. No accusations, just saying maybe. But I like that Alex Golesh could be a petty motherfucker. I like that. I think he's going to come into the SEC, and I think he's going to have a lot of success at Auburn. Kind of think the Gators fucked up, but I will withhold full-on judgment from this, but I will be buying Alex Golesh stock at Auburn. What do you think?
Auburn is another school. They haven't had a winning year since 2020 when they went 6-5 during COVID. They haven't won 10 games since 2017. I think he's a great hire. I think he's a great hire. You look, people in the chat keep saying he smells like shit. He probably does. He looks like a fucking football coach to me. And I've seen some people kind of hating on him a little bit. Like I saw a funny tweet that had that crazy Byron Brown run against Boise. You remember it? First game of the year.
Yeah.
He like broke 30 tackles for a touchdown. And they were like, oh, yep, this is all Alex Golesh right here. It did seem like a lot of his recent success was tied to Byron Brown. And then the year that Byron Brown got hurt, he wasn't successful at all. Doesn't mean I'm hating on him. I'm just mentioning it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Auburn's made a lot of bad decisions. Hugh Freeze is a fucking horrible coach. Brian Harsin, I don't even know what kind of fucking mess that guy got into. Jackson Arnold, paying real NIL money to get Jackson Arnold to quarterback your team is fucking insane. It's like, I think you don't have eyeballs if you wanted Jackson Arnold to be the starting quarterback of your team. So yeah, Auburn's just been fucking up. I really like this hire, and yeah.
Okay, well, we align. Who else is out there? Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, see, please ask us questions because it's hard to kind of think of everything. Again, we don't have like pre-show meetings on this stuff, but puts out Eli isn't Drinkowitz from Missouri. I like him. He's another guy that I think has a little pizzazz, a little charisma. He's also one of those guys I feel like's in the right spot.
That's kind of what I think, dude. That's sort of what I think.
I don't want him at Penn State. If I'm Penn State, I don't really want him at Florida. I mean, I would take him, but I think Drinkowitz, I don't know how to pronounce his last name correctly. Drinkowitz. I think that he's good at Missouri.
Looks like he's staying at Missouri from what this is saying. And it makes perfect sense when you think about where this guy's coached. Take out Boise State. His coaching career is Auburn, Arkansas State, Appalachian State, and Missouri.
So Alex Golesh was rumored to go to Arkansas. And now who did Arkansas hire?
Ryan something from Memphis, who this is the one that I have the biggest problem with because it's like, what did you like about the guy in Memphis?
Let's go get eyes on him. What's his name?
Ryan Silverfield. Thank you.
Oh, I don't like the name, but there's nothing you could do about that.
I don't like the fact that he wasn't really all that successful at Memphis. This year, even they choked it away.
All right. Well, he's 45. He's been coaching high school since 1999. He UCF in the 2000s. He went to the Minnesota Vikings. He was with the Vikings for 5 years. Toledo, Arizona State, back to the Lions. Memphis offensive line coach for 3 years. Then he was the head coach. He was there for 5 years. Let's see what his records were. He was 8-3, 6-6, 7-6, but then he's had a couple pretty good years. 10-3, 11-2, and then 8-4. So he kind of tailed off a little bit, but those are 2 pretty good years. I don't know. This is where I'd pull your card. Who else could Arkansas get?
Well, apparently they thought they had a done deal with Alex Golesh, but you already mentioned that. And obviously, I think Auburn is a better job than Arkansas, and I'm sure if Golesh was given a choice, which it sounds like he was, he chose Arkansas. He chose Auburn. Yep. So there's nothing Arkansas could do about that. But yeah, I'm going to say it's pretty obvious, and I think most people feel this way, but I'm out on this hire for now. But also, I'm out on Arkansas having what it takes to be any bit of successful in the SEC at this exact moment. I mean, they had really fucking electric quarterback and offense, and they still only won 2 games because they're obviously not recruiting on defense. And I don't know. Send Arkansas to like the fucking Big 12 or some shit.
Yeah, they kind of feel like a Big 12 school. DJ, judging by name and looks, gets mad when we talk about his eyebrows. Never once got mad when you talk about my
I was going to say, I don't think he gives a fuck if you talk about his
Never. No, you know what I get mad about? Jay Thorpe just always saying some bullshit. So back to the bin he goes.
Oh, God.
Okay, I mean, you just can't say one thing that makes any fucking sense. I'm just going to keep doing it. Arkansas isn't putting any money into football programs.
Yeah.
Don't they have that Jerry Jones money? Isn't Jerry Jones an alum?
What they seem like they're not doing, to be fair. I didn't know that, but it makes perfect sense.
That doesn't really make any sense, though. Why would Arkansas not spend money on football?
And it's also funny because they got those 2 fucking 5-star freshman basketball players.
This year?
Yeah. Meek Huff and what's his name? What's this fucking dude?
Oh, Tyson chicken's nasty. That's bad chicken. Don't eat that chicken. They're going all in basketball and baseball. Really? So they're just gonna accept they're just not gonna be a football school anymore?
Yeah, I guess seems like it, but then get them out of the SEC.
That's crazy. No way. They have Walmart moms?
I don't know what that means.
Walmart money, I think. Sorry.
Malik. Yeah, thank you, Q-Lampers.
Yep, Malik Thomas steak.
Yep.
Golis was going to Arkansas because his wife went there, but Ark leaked it, and that pissed him off. Oh, I saw someone. Yeah, I think Liam tweeted.
Tweet, right?
What's that?
Cam sent us a tweet that was Arkansas officially hiring, or at least some source claiming that Arkansas officially hired.
Yeah, but I think Liam Blutman tweeted something about this when I was catching up on his tweets that he got pissed off with that leak, and I just didn't really take it seriously. I was like, really? But I don't know.
Probably wanted the Auburn job, dog. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I would. I'd rather go to Auburn.
I would.
Okay. Anything else? Is there any else? And then we need to talk playoffs.
Yes. Pat Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah.
State, which I think is a fucking home run.
Love.
Absolutely love it, dude. What a good fucking hire. And what a guy who seems like, I mean, dude, that's such a good Michigan State coach. I fucking love that hire. I
think when Notre Dame had a coaching vacancy and they hired Brian Kelly, the 2 guys I really wanted, everybody wanted Urban Meyer and John Gruden. That wasn't going to happen because, again, Notre Dame fans kind of live in La La Land next to you and your Lane Kiffin opinion. But the Pat Fitzgerald and Kyle Whittingham were like 2 realistic guys who I love. Kyle Whittingham's not going anywhere. He's kind of like Sataki. He's just a good fit in Utah. He's a Utah guy.
I could find fits for Kyle Whittingham elsewhere before I could find him for Sataki personally.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But
Pat
Fitzgerald is, I think, so built for cold weather, Midwest, Big Ten football. And I really think he's a guy who gets the most out of his players. And to make a school like Northwestern relevant in football, I think you get a lot of credit for. Again, it's like Pat Fitzgerald doing that with Northwestern, then going to Michigan State is still what I feel like James Franklin should have done from Vanderbilt, should have gone to like a tier 2 Big Ten school before Penn State. Personally, I know you feel about it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
This is a great hire.
Yeah. It's another one I think is kind of interesting, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. UCLA hired James Madison's coach, Bob Chesney, and I a little bit think it's the Kirk Cignetti effect. Can't help thinking that way.
Sure.
17-5 there, which is like, I guess, kind of impressive, but is it? And before that, he was coaching at Holy Cross, where he was 44-21 at 6 years at Holy Cross. And I'm kind of wondering if Bob Chesney got this job because he's the successor to a guy from James Madison who's having more success than anyone could ever imagine. I don't know. It's the one that, like, I don't really fuck with it that much, that hire.
Yeah, but you also have to keep in mind, like, sometimes those things just work. Like there's it's not called the Mandela effect, but there's like something that this thing has a term, what you're saying, right? And look at like when Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan started doing well. What did everybody want? They wanted a young, good-looking guy who was offensive-minded. You don't even know if the guy will be any good at anything. He could have been a fucking passing game coordinator. But if he was young, he had a fucking high-cut haircut, he would look good, you'd probably want him to be coaching your offense. I think it's okay to basically say, oh, Cignetti just did this from James Madison. Now the guy that's at James Madison right now is also doing really well. Maybe this could just be a pipeline.
Yeah, and it's totally fine because it's UCLA. It's not like I have a bunch of better options in my head for them.
Yeah. The last thing people keep talking about Kentucky, Mark Stoops. Hold on. Is this real? Did Mark Stoops get paid $30 million to go away?
Yes. And it needed to be paid immediately, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Talk about college football being so fucked up. I mean, there's so many problems, but I still just can't believe.
I can't either.
That this guy is going to get paid $33 million. How is $38 million was a major sticking point in firing conversations. He wanted it all within 60 days. Oh my God. This fucking guy.
Best job in the world, fired football coach. Free my boy BK. Free my boy BK.
That was really good. Oregon lost in OC and DC to coaching hires. OC to Kentucky, DC to Cal. Oh, they left their guys high and dry.
Oregon's DC head coach of Cal. I did not see that. I'll be completely honest.
I didn't either. Yep. Jonathan Smith's being paid over $30 million too. Oh my God. That was a guy from Oregon State, Michigan State, hired for 2 years, said no thanks. He had to get paid $30 million. I mean, this is just crazy. We're talking about this like it's nothing. All this money to go away. Go away. $30 million.
This is kind of my point. Like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but like, they don't have infinity money.
Well, when does it stop?
That's what I'm saying, dude. It has to eventually. You can't just like so many coaches are going to fail. You can't keep buying them out for $50 fucking million.
How did this even become a thing is what I don't understand.
I don't know. It's fucked. College football is fucked.
It's so bad. And aren't there, out of all these fucking things, doesn't college football have like the most boards and committees? This is what I hate. I worked with a guy. I used to work with a guy that was on a committee. You know what he talked about? How many fucking committees he was on. That's all he ever talked about. This committee, that committee, this committee. That's all they do. They love being on committees. But when it comes time to actually execute, they don't know what the fuck to do. They just love being on a committee and pounding their chest and saying, look at me, put it on their LinkedIn page. Fucking
I hate
loser.
to be this guy too, but there's just got to be something in the back of some of these guys' heads. Like, not everybody is programmed the right way. And there has to be something in the back of these guys' head that say, like, I'm failing miserably at this, but who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? They're going to fire me. I'm going to get 40 mil.
Sure.
Like Mark Stoops, that thought had to have crossed his mind at some point when he was doing a miserable job there to think like, you know, for some people, this shit is life or death. It's not for a college football coach. It's the opposite of life or death. It is the best firing you could ever imagine.
I don't understand how it's a thing. And I don't understand how the college football is getting destroyed like this. I mean, they took away the Pac-12. Now you got just players leaving left and right whenever they want. And it's like, oh, well, coaches could do it. Well, why didn't you just fix that fact that coaches couldn't do it?
Yeah, and this is one thing I'll address because when James Franklin had his sad little interview on game day, I think he brought up his family and how it affected his family a lot. And don't get me wrong, I understand if your kid has to go to school and they know you're James Franklin's son or daughter or whatever he has and say, your dad sucks. He fucking couldn't beat Ohio State and he got fired. Your dad sucks. I don't care at all.
Yeah.
You are set up for the rest of your life and so are they. I don't give a fuck if he gets bullied at school. I don't care if people are talking shit to your children. I don't fucking feel bad for you. Nobody fucking feels bad for you. You're getting paid bajillion dollars to leave this job. Please shut the fuck up, please.
Did you see a clip of Odell Beckham Jr. talking about $100 million contract? And then he was talking about how, you know, it's after taxes, that's like 60. And then, you know, you got to everything costs money, you know? Yeah, I got to buy my mama's a house, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, motherfucker, this guy don't know what it's like when you get like a fucking $3,000 commission check. And then like, oh, by the way, it's only $1,400.
Yeah, let me paint a scenario where you just can't buy your mama a house. Like 99% of people.
I don't know, man. I mean, the money is just getting so fucking insane. It doesn't really make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense.
That's a person who's completely lost grip with reality. Just to be
clear. Yeah.
Like that person literally thought he was making sense.
I will say this. I've always, being like a Notre Dame fan, you always try to use the excuse of, you know, missing out on recruits was like, oh, well, our players have to go to class and, oh, they have to be able to, you know, pass tests and get good grades and blah, 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 be scholars. I've never really, I don't care if you're talking shit to your children. Yeah. I don't really care. I don't really care, honestly, if you're an athlete, like if you don't really, like you got to be able to read and write. You know what I mean? But I don't care if you don't go to class.
And also, while we're talking about money, I was at that Nuggets game. I went to a Nuggets game. Cool. Great basketball environment, by the way. Really fun. They lost to the Spurs. You know Bismack Biyombo's on the Spurs?
Yeah, I did know that, actually.
You know how much money Bismack Biyombo has made in his career?
I don't even want to know. Well, the Magic paid him like what, $60 million?
Let's see Bismack Biyombo's career earnings. Yeah, that was his big contract. Bismack Biyombo has made $100 million in the NBA.
That's stupid. But basically what I was getting back to in my point for a second was, I don't need you to be a scholar. I don't need you to be really that smart. I don't care what your SAT scores are. But when you say things like this, when Odell Beckham Jr. says things like this, then it actually irritates me, where it's like, you are so fucking stupid and out of touch with reality that it irritates me that athletes can just be athletes and get paid an insane amount of money that thousands of ordinary people are never going to see in their entire life.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine that they can. But one thing I'll say, they do not all need microphones. They don't all need podcasts.
No.
Because I feel like, what I saw the other day? Fred Warner has a podcast. Did you know that?
No, but I'm not surprised.
Okay, well, let me tell you what he was doing.
Why does your camera keep shaking, by the way?
He was interviewed because I'm so worked up about Fred Warner's podcast. No, I don't know why. I'm just kidding. I'm probably moving too much. I have a problem. But anyways, listen. Okay. Fred Warner was interviewing Puka Nacua, and they were giggling like fucking schoolgirls in the middle of a season where both teams are still competing for the division and a Super Bowl and in the playoffs. And Fred Warner is I know he's injured, but he's the most feared linebacker in the NFL, maybe at least top 3.
Yeah, 100%.
What happened to like Richard Sherman and Michael Crabtree? What happened to when they fucking hated each other's guts and they wanted to fucking kill each other? And now they're on fucking podcasts together and they're giggling, dude. They were giggling. You have to watch this clip. I don't even remember what they were talking about. I couldn't fucking care less. But it was fucking Fred Warner and it was Puka Nacua and it was driving me insane. Oh, it was like, dude, I remember what it was. You know what he said? He said, yo, bro, who's your best friend on the team? Talking to Puka, right? Who's your best friend? And if you tell me who, you got to call him and tell him he's your best friend. And so Puka Nacua was like, probably Kyron Williams, man. My guy 2-3. I got to call up Kyron. Kyron answers the phone. Hey, bro, I just want to tell you you're my best friend. All right, brother, take it easy. And that was the clip.
Yeah, listen, I just want you to understand something, and I want the chat to understand something. When you guys give me shit for being an old head and for being a boomer, this is the new wave. This is the new era. And you sound like you're pretty unhappy with it. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
This doesn't make any sense, KSAP. We don't have a podcast. Nobody pays us. Nobody pays us. They're just
like KSAP, come on, man. I'm not calling you stupid, but what the fuck are you talking about?
It's a retarded.
What are you fucking talking about, dude? Like, you have to be, you can't be that fucking brain dead to be like, well, wait a minute, you guys have we're not fucking athletes with full-time jobs getting paid millions of fucking dollars, and we ain't getting paid.
Yeah, I have a computer and we're
Jesus Christ.
That's it. I barely have a mic.
That really was. That was a fucking great news.
Sorry, I had to drop it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't have to be sorry for that. That's not gonna bring us down. It's not gonna get us canceled. And frankly, when you say something so fucking stupid, you deserve it. Yeah. I'm sorry. You fucking deserve it. K-Sav, what a dumb. That's just like, how does your brain even think that? I'm not even offended. I'm not offended. I'm irritated that you could be that stupid to say something.
K-Sav, they obviously can. They do. They don't need one. They don't need one. Not every athlete needs a podcast. Maybe you think we don't need one. It's possible. I'm sure there's people out there that think that. That's what I think about most athletes with podcasts. Amon-Ra's stupid ass fucking brother who has the personality of a fucking tennis ball does not need to be on a podcast. That guy sucks.
Why y'all hate watching so early this morning?
Fuck you, fat girls.
I don't know if he's talking about us. Yeah, listen, the thing is, I like athletes being interviewed talking about athlete things because you don't know that world. What world do we know? What world do we know? We know talking sports. That's the world we know. I'm not talking about us, everybody in here. And someone just said it. Pardon My Take is the best podcast in the world because there's 3 idiots on there talking sport. I don't care. I don't care for athletes to get on there and talk sports. Pat
McAfee's a punter.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like the upper floor apartment fell through. Wait, what are we talking about? What?
Doesn't sound good. Upper floor fell through.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
The floor fell through or the deal fell through?
No. The deal.
This is my main point before K-Sav derailed us. Richard Sherman was dogging Michael Crabtree. They were Aqib Talib was ripping chains off of dudes. Richard Sherman was screaming into a microphone out of pure passion about how sorry Michael Crabtree was. Wasn't that so much fucking cooler than fucking Puka and Fred Warner playing touch butt?
Yes. Even from like a business thing, like all these guys being interviewed on how they became successful. You ever listen to a podcast called How I Built This? I don't need the fucking CEO of Kava to start a podcast. You don't even need Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk to start a podcast. You just need them on. So I'm just making sure this isn't like a fucking athlete specific thing. It's just like anybody in their roles. You do a great job, and then people like to know how you did it, what you did, talk about it. That's great. But like, it's just, but I understand what you're saying though. My biggest beef, what?
Good. Sorry, Cortland Finnegan, Andre Johnson, such a good name drop for what I was talking about.
Only L was he had his helmet on like a hoe. Yeah, I kind of, you know what? We should bring back calling people and things like hoe. How do you feel about that?
No, if you're cool with that, I'm definitely cool with that.
I don't think that's not like a, is that like a bad like term?
Oh
like,
no, I love it. Love it.
I don't really think it's like any real specific. It's not like gender specific, you know, guy or girl can be a hoe. I don't really think it singles anybody out. I just want to, I think I like that reporter, what he said about Lane
3
Kiffin.
words for you, fat girls. Shut up, dork. Can't support each other more. Shut up. Chat's on their period today, I think. Or maybe I'm on my period.
No, you're not on your period.
Okay.
You're doing great. Honestly, you're cooking, except for the Lane Kiffin thing.
That's a GAT response from fat girls.
I really got to pee, but then we got to talk playoffs.
All right, I'll go pee.
Playoffs. We got to pee. We got to talk teams that are getting in, teams that are getting out, teams that should be in, and teams that should not be out. And I'm very curious to hear what you have to say about some of these things. So why don't we what does that mean?
Perfect. I got a Corp text anyways. Works out really well.
Need more Evans Lattimore in the league. 100% agree. All right, do your Corp text. I'll do a quick we'll do a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these words. Just kidding, because we don't have any commercials, because we just do this because we love you guys, and fuck ASAP. Why does Fat Girls keep saying we're angry?
I don't know.
Do I need to just ignore him?
He's making me angry.
I don't know. I don't think we're very angry.
Yeah. I don't feel that angry.
Nobody really knows. You know what? Nobody really knows what being angry is. That's what it is. Nobody really knows. Listen, I say this all the time. If you want your podcasters to be like Billy Napier and Lovey Smith, you got the wrong fucking guys. You got the wrong guys. This anytime I show energy, anytime I have a fucking I'm like alert, awake, up, ready to go. It was like, oh, DJ, you want Adderall? DJ, you do cocaine? This is how society works nowadays. If you're not in your fucking pajamas walking around in socks and Crocs ripping a vape, you must be on fucking Adderall. That's how society operates nowadays. You know what it is? I know what it is. I know exactly what Fat Girls is doing. You know what it is? Every time I come back to Florida, I'm reminded, you can't honk at anybody here. You can't honk. Somebody will sit at a fucking green light looking through their goddamn center console, and the car behind them will just sit there for fucking 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's because they don't want to die.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, what is that? I'm just listening. All I'm doing is honking. You say something stupid, you get honked at.
Yeah, I should honk at this person, but is it worth my life? Is the question you should ask yourself in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, Domino's is terrible. What are we talking about? The pizza place?
Rank these 3 pizza places: Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's.
You know, I used to really have a good ranking for these, but I'm starting to get fucked up.
Yeah.
It used to be Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's. Pizza Hut has fallen off. And Papa John's is making a comeback.
Yeah, Papa John's would be my number 1.
I now go Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut.
I go Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut. I think Pizza Hut sucks.
Pizza Hut tastes like rubber.
It's been bad, but I haven't had anything in a long time. But The garlic sauce at Papa John's bangs.
It does. I've always liked it. I've never liked Papa John's growing up. I was always Domino's, Pizza Hut. I used to love Pizza Hut. Love it. I don't know what happened. The last time I got it on stream. I got a pizza. I thought it was disgusting, but maybe I'll try it one more time. Domino's or bust. Bacon, jalapeno, cheesy bread is elite. Yeah, dude. You know what my wife likes from Papa John's?
What?
They have a chicken Alfredo pizza.
Sounds like it's a bajillion fucking calories, but it sounds pretty damn good.
It sounds.
Wait, no red sauce?
No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna eat that ever.
It sounds disgusting. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. Please break down your top 3 sub sandwich chains. Ooh, that's a good one. I think Jersey Mike's is number 1 right now.
Okay.
I really do. Jimmy John's has fallen off. I'll go Jersey Mike's, Publix, Firehouse.
Publix, Subway, Jersey Mike's.
You're a fucking idiot scumbag. You don't mean that.
Yes, I do, dude. Absolutely.
You mean that?
Absolutely love Subway. Love Subway.
Hold on.
Brett, we're not having the same argument
again. We're not having this again.
I literally clipped the Subway argument and posted it on my Instagram because it was so funny. All my friends know I love Subway. It's a running joke. I love Subway. I'm not fucking with you. I absolutely love Subway. I've already have fun, whatever.
You put Subway ahead of Jersey Mike's?
Yes, I do. I think Jersey Mike's is like Lane Kiffin. Too much money, overrated.
Oh, wow.
Overrated ass Jersey Mike's, dude.
But you like Jersey Mike's more than Firehouse?
Yes.
Okay.
And Jimmy John's.
Damn, that's crazy. DJ gets Subway tuna. Remember that whole thing came out where somebody like did a research and there's no tuna fish in Subway's tuna? Thought that was
Don't care.
Jimmy John's has fallen off. All right, let's talk about teams getting in the playoff. I think we'll have some good discourse here. We got a half hour and then we'll shut it down. To make the playoffs, BYU is plus 390 to make the playoffs. To make the playoffs, James Madison is plus 152 to make the playoffs. Steak, as I understand it right now, there are a couple teams that are on the outside in. What are you laughing about?
The comments and my dog not getting away from me.
Okay, I need you to lock in and focus, though.
Oh, this guy's annoying.
All right. Let's just start right now. Teams that are really, really, really on the bubble.
Okay.
Do you want to see BYU or James Madison in the playoff? I do not.
Well, I'm fine with BYU getting a shot, but they have to beat Texas Tech, so they'd earn that shot. They're not going to get in without beating Texas Tech.
So, okay. All right.
Because if I'm wrong, plus 390 to make the playoffs, they're plus 390 to beat Texas Tech, right?
I actually cannot correct you. I have no idea.
I think that's about right. If BYU beats Texas Tech, I would welcome them in the playoffs.
Pull up a bracket.
I saw one that had Alabama getting the bye and Georgia playing Tulane.
Okay. First round bye. So Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia are all in.
Right now, yeah.
Right now. Well, no, they're in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant all in, like with first round buys.
So hold on. Let's actually start with the top and then we'll work our way out because then we'll figure out what openings we have. So Ohio State is in, Indiana is in, Texas A&M is in, Georgia. If Georgia and Alabama are playing the SEC championship, I personally think conference championship games are stupid. I think if you're going to have a 12-team playoff, they should get rid of them.
Correct, because it's like, why does this matter now? They're playing for a bye, but then a 3-loss Alabama team is going to make the playoff, which also kind of seems like bullshit. But then again, it's like you're punishing them for going to their conference championship game. So it's like this back and forth thing you can never really fully get a right answer on.
Just get rid of it. And also, what the fuck is up with Duke going to the ACC championship game?
I mean, the ACC just sucks.
It's just so stupid. It's so weird. So it's going to be Virginia Duke in the ACC championship game, which is very
bizarre. Oh,
bizarre.
and another thing I wanted to say, where is this? The ACC, people got to stop doing that. What is it called? Like divisions? Like the ACC standings. Let me pull them up real quick. This can't happen. This is like absolutely unforgivable, I think. No, Duke went 6-2 in conference. I guess I didn't realize that. It's insane a 7-5 team could make the playoff, and they really might. A lot of people are saying Virginia. I really think it's Duke. I'll be honest with you.
Dukes can make the playoff?
Yeah, Duke makes the playoff if they beat Virginia this weekend.
Are you 100% sure?
100% sure. ACC has to get an automatic bid. There's no way they don't. Absolutely no way they don't. 100% sure. Duke. No, they don't.
No.
Not true. They don't have an automatic bid. I'm stupid. Sorry.
Yeah. That's
really?
Okay.
ACC doesn't have an automatic bid?
I thought Miami would be the school.
Miami ain't making it, dude. They're not.
Well, it would be
bracket that had Duke in.
It would be Miami or Notre Dame, I think.
Huh. Top 5 highest conference championship in straight seasons. If JM up. So JMU has to lose and Duke has to win. Is that what I'm understanding? I don't really understand it.
I don't either. It's so fucking confusing.
Highest
so confusing.
Champions. Well, how about this? Tell me Duke's odds to make the playoffs. Yeah, Miami is going to the Pop-Tart Bowl again, and I'll be there.
Duke is 16-1.
Okay, got it. So then that's obviously
Miami is plus 540.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, I don't really fully understand it. But Texas, I'm happy that Duke's not going to make it because that would be awful.
Texas is 18-1. Vanderbilt is 40-1.
No love for Vandy. Yeah, I don't really understand it.
Well, hold on. Let's work our way out. So the winner of the SEC championship game is going to get the 4th seed. Is that what I understand? Somebody said that.
Yeah, but why wouldn't the winner of the SEC championship game be higher than Texas A&M? Especially if it's Georgia.
So Georgia and Alabama already played each other this year, right? And Alabama won. This is so stupid. So Georgia and Alabama, the loser is still going to get in, right?
I think so.
That is so stupid. Playing this game is so stupid.
It's stupid. It's for a bye and nothing else.
They've already played each other. This is so fucking stupid. And then here's my question. I don't really think I want Alabama to be in. When I watched Alabama play, you're right. You were kind of like, you were in on Alabama, but you were also out on Alabama. I'm not in on Alabama. I'm not in on Ty Simpson. Sometimes he looks really good. He's too much of a spaz. He's young. I'm not out on him totally, but like, is there a world where Bama gets their shit rocked and misses?
I don't think so. Look at this Deej tweet. I don't agree STL kid either. I think Bama is an absolute lock to get in.
Okay. Yeah, they are.
I think the one thing you always hear is that you can't punish the team for the extra game. That's like the thing they always say. Also, you're talking about the SEC championship. What's more pointless than the Big Ten championship?
Well, that is too. Yeah, you're right. They're all pointless.
That's more pointless because if I'm not mistaken, if Indiana loses to Ohio State, they're still going to get a bye, right? Or is that not true?
This is so stupid. I just realized that. So Indiana and Ohio State are basically the 1 and 2 seeds.
Yeah, and I feel like they'll be playing one of the most pointless Big Ten championships that we've ever seen.
This is crazy. It would be a fucking nightmare. You ready for this? You listening?
Yes.
One of these conference championship games where the team that loses is getting in, star player gets hurt.
Oh, God.
Sayin, Stockton, Mendoza. Could you imagine?
That sounds awful.
Yeah. Travis. What was the quarterback for Jordan Travis, but against Buffalo right before you go to the playoff? What if that happens? Dave Martinez said that. Sorry, I missed it. That would be an absolute nightmare scenario. These games are so fucking stupid. They're so pointless. And also, why is anybody even going to these games?
They will be slammed.
Why would you even go? Why would you go? Why not?
The game's in Atlanta, and I literally thought to myself, like, maybe I'll fucking go to the game because, Georgia, Alabama, SEC championship be a good time. And you're so right. I'm not fucking going.
No, dude, we should boycott these. Nobody will because they have their head up their ass. I'm not trying to sound like I'm fucking some pioneer or anything, but seriously, if your team is going to go to the playoff, save your money, save your time, save your effort for the playoff game. What am I missing here? Who cares? Who cares if you go watch Ohio State, Indiana play in a Big Ten championship game? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Georgia and Alabama playing for the SEC championship. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but you're forgetting. I feel like you're not being hard enough in the Big Ten championship. Like, there it is.
No, you're right. You're right.
Indiana
Yeah,
and Ohio State are your 1 and your 2 seeds. They should be probably, and they probably shouldn't have to play each other yet in all reality. But it's fine. I get it. And there's a lot of people that think Ohio State is going to stomp them in that game and prove somehow that Indiana is fraudulent. I don't really agree, but I know a lot of people have that thought.
So A&M, if A&M wins that game against Texas, they are in the SEC championship game?
Yeah, they would have lost no games.
Oh, they absolutely lost on purpose. Why would you go to the SEC championship game? They have a first round bye, don't they?
I don't think so. I think when they come out tonight, they absolutely will not have a first round bye because they'll not be playing in their conference championship game. I think they'll probably be ranked like 6, 7.
Oh, okay. They're hosting a playoff game. Okay, so maybe they did want to win that game. They'll be ranked 7th. Yeah, because if you win that, well, no, you don't really get a bye because then you have to play the conference championship game. Actually, that's great. That's great, isn't it?
I think
you don't have to play.
I don't agree they lost the game against Texas on purpose with a chance to be undefeated. I can't say that. I don't agree with that.
How should they decide the Big Ten championship if they don't play head-to-head, especially this year? Then they should change it, and they should all play head-to-head. That's what they should do. We need to change the conference schedules. Do you remember, Steak, when there was a fucking COVID year? Every team just played their conference opponents. There was no fucking East Texas A&M. There was no other fucking bullshit. You should get one exhibition game. This is the solution to college football.
That year? Was it Georgia?
I don't remember. They should get one game, one exhibition game. Don't play a meaningful game in week 1. There's too many teams. Oh, yeah, that's right. They fucked that up, too.
Extending this playoff, I could just tell.
Yeah, they're going to extend it. Yeah. Miami. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this. Should Miami get in over ND? DJ, don't be too biased. Listen, I've said this before. You guys just ridicule me and you don't understand. I'm the least biased fan you are ever going to find. And I will tell you this. I have a take as a Notre Dame fan, as a guy with an ND tattooed on his shoulder, because I used to fucking eat, sleep, and breathe Notre Dame football. You ready for this take?
Yeah.
Even though I think Miami's losses are horrendous, you can lose 1 Louisville or SMU game. You cannot lose 2 Louisville SMU games. Those are bad losses for a team like Miami who wants to act like they should just waltz into the college football playoff. However, Notre Dame has 2 losses. Are they 2 good losses? They're 2 great losses. They lost by a field goal in week 1 at Miami, while everybody else, Penn State's playing fucking Villanova. Nobody's playing anybody except Ohio State and Texas. Good job to them. They're playing at Miami with a freshman quarterback. They lose by a field goal, and then they lose to the last play of the game to Texas A&M, who's the fucking essentially the SEC championship. Those are the 2 best losses.
No, they're not.
Whatever. Those are the 2 best losses you're going to find on any resume. How about that? Okay. But for the greater good of college football, this sets a terrible precedent. Miami cannot be left out and Notre Dame gets in, since they have played each other and Miami beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame should not make it and Miami out. They both should make it. I think they both should be in. I think Notre Dame's a top 10 team right now. I think Miami's a top 10 team right now. And I think if Notre Dame played Miami tomorrow, Notre Dame would whoop that ass. But I think this sets a terrible precedent because why play the game? Why play the game?
I like what you said, and I agree with almost all of it. I don't think the Miami losses are quite as bad as you're saying they are. Louisville is still 8-4. They're not a dog shit team. They were up there with the favorites to win the ACC, and they lost that game by 3 points. And then they lost in overtime at SMU, a team who made the playoff last year and was returning their quarterback. And if they beat Cal 17.5-point favorites, they'd be playing in the ACC championship with a chance to go to the playoffs. So those aren't the worst losses. The problem for Miami, I think, is more the wins. Because when you looked at this schedule, it looked like a gauntlet. You're like, wow, they got Florida. They got at Florida State. They got it home against the Gators. South Florida ended up being good. SMU was in the playoff last year. Canes got kind of fucked because that Notre Dame win was huge, and they beat the shit out of South Florida. I'll be honest with you. 49-12 against South Florida, I actually think is pretty impressive. But then it's Florida. No one cares about Florida anymore. They're 4-8. It's Florida State. Nobody cares about Florida State anymore. They're 5-7. And then it's this whack-ass ACC schedule. Stanford, Syracuse. Like, after that SMU loss, you could argue there's nothing Miami could do because they beat Syracuse 38-10. They beat NC State 41-7. They beat Virginia Tech 34-17. And they beat a ranked Pittsburgh team 38-7. So no, I do not think Miami will get in, but I really like that you at least mentioned it sucks kind of because the eyeball test tells me what you said was true. If Notre Dame played Miami again right now, Notre Dame would win, maybe significantly. But it sucks because they did play the football game this season, and Miami won the football game. And that part does suck a little bit, but the eyeball test tells me it would be Notre Dame. And I think if you look at odds right now, Miami's like plus 700 to get in, and Notre Dame is something astronomical.
Miami is plus 540 to get in. Notre Dame is minus 350. And I disagree. I think both teams should get in. Fuck Oklahoma. And I'm sorry, fuck Alabama. Notre Dame and Miami, I think, would be
Georgia.
Fine.
Yeah, Alabama should be in it. That's probably the biggest win anybody has. Like Alabama's win over Georgia is the biggest win anybody has in the playoff right now, right?
I guess. Yeah, sure.
Can't keep Alabama. And what were Alabama's losses? I'm trying to remember. Oklahoma at Oklahoma, and first game of the season against Florida State.
That's a really bad fucking loss. And again, but that's my point. Week one, it doesn't even. It's week one. So week one is basically. You chalk. What's the saying? You chalk it up. Week one, chalk it up. It's chalk city.
Yeah, but then now you're starting to get into that Texas argument.
I understand. So now what I'm saying is, if you're not gonna, if you let Notre Dame in over Miami, you're saying, well, they lost to week one, which I agree. CJ Carr it was his first game ever. He wasn't the same player. The defensive coordinator's first time defensive coordinating for Notre Dame. The team got better. But what I'm saying is, there's a solution. Let's sit down in a room. Let's figure this out. Week one apparently doesn't matter that much, clearly. So teams should not schedule worthy opponents in week one. You don't get a preseason. You don't get an exhibition in college. How about you get a game, but you play a non-power 4 team? Everybody plays like a fucking Temple. You know, that's the solution.
That might be the solution, but that sucks because, like, I know the Texas-Ohio State game wasn't fun, really. Because it was 14-7. But remember the fucking hype about that game? Everybody was looking forward to that game. God, That game was supposed to be so awesome. Just even getting to talk about it all offseason because it was week one was awesome. It's awesome to get games like that. And honestly, Miami Notre Dame was awesome. It was just, I love that those. But anyways, I want to put the kibosh on the Texas thing.
Okay, but hold on. The last thing I just want to say before we move on from Notre Dame, the last thing, because somebody said they respect my take. Thank you very much. ND is not way better. Fine. You are saying that SMU was in the playoff last year. I think in this day and age in college football, the last year thing doesn't really play. I mean, half the team could leave if they really wanted to.
For sure, but returning the quarterback is noteworthy, I think.
Well, yeah, I agree. But also SMU were they 9-3 this year?
I don't know. 8-4 or 9-3. 8-4 probably.
No, they were not 9-3. They were fucking
8-4, right?
Maybe they were 7-5.
No, they were 8-4.
Okay. SMU beat nobody except Miami. They were not very good this year. That is an inexcusable loss. And I watched that game. They got dominated the entire game. Carson Beck threw 4 interceptions against Louisville. Is there any other? Did Julian Sayin do that once this year? Did Gunnar Stockton throw 4 interceptions? No, you can't do that.
He immediately took himself out of the conversation with those guys when he did that.
Right, but those are really bad losses. And I know we're downplaying it because it's like, well, Louisville's 8-4 and SMU's 8-4. It doesn't matter. Miami got punked by SMU. Punked.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't, dude. They did not. They were down 26-20, and they threw an interception. No, they were tied. I'm sorry, 20-20, and they threw an interception at the goal line. They didn't get punked. They very easily could have won the game.
You're 12.5, 13-point favorites. Punked.
Whatever they were at SMU. It wasn't that bad of a loss.
But I wanted to say this. Notre Dame started their gunslinger at quarterback to start the year, and they kept the gun in the holster the entire time. If they are out, which again, if Miami gets out, Notre Dame should not be in. Sorry. They shouldn't. Notre Dame.
I respect that, but it's not going to go like that.
I understand it's not going to go like that. I'm just giving you my opinion. They shouldn't be out because they lost the game with the pussyfoot play calling. And last thing I'll say, Notre Dame scheduled like an idiot. Don't schedule Miami, Texas A&M back-to-back. Nobody does that. Nobody schedules 2 difficult opponents, one on the road, to start the season. Don't do that. Nobody does that. They fuck themselves. Sorry.
Fine.
Let's talk about Texas.
Yeah. Let's talk.
And I'm glad it sounds like you're going to say what I want you to say, and I'll let you do a lot of the talking here. But just so I can set you up, Texas to make the playoffs, because yes, there is a line on this, is 18-1.
Yeah. Good. I'm sure you've seen it because we like Jack Settleman, the snapback sports kid. But he seems to be politicking pretty damn hard for Texas to make the playoff. I think if you're politicking hard for Texas to make the playoff, two things are true. One, something's fundamentally wrong with your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And two, you watch zero football this year. Because I don't give a fuck that they beat Oklahoma, and I don't care that they beat Texas A&M. And there's one reason why I don't care about Texas A&M, and you mentioned it. Texas A&M was already in. They didn't eliminate Texas A&M. Texas A&M knew going into that game they were already in. And what else did they know? They knew that they wouldn't be playing in the SEC championship game if they lost, and they wouldn't have to risk two losses back-to-back going into the playoff. Here's what Texas did. They lost to Ohio State 14-7, not the worst loss ever. It was the beginning of the year. I don't think Julian Sayin was absolutely dialed. It was his first game ever, whatever. Then you had 3 cakewalks, and then you lost to the Florida fucking Gators. The 4-8 Florida Gators, and Billy Napier beat you. Then you had your, what I would argue, the most impressive win of the year, a neutral against Oklahoma 23-6. And then what did you need? Overtime to beat Kentucky. I think Calzada might have still been starting. And then what did you need after that? A miracle, a literal miracle to come back and beat Mississippi State in overtime. A miracle. You should have lost that game. You lose that game 9 times out of 10, maybe even 99 times out of 100. You lose that Mississippi State game. And then what do? You finally look a little bit like what everybody expected. You dog walk fucking Vanderbilt for 3.5 quarters. And then you let them back in the game. They go on an insane run, 34-31, and then you get dog walked by Georgia. If you were competitive in this game, maybe, cool. You get dog walked, and you can't play defense against Arkansas. You allow 37 to them, and then you beat Texas A&M when they're already locked into the playoffs. The take that Texas should be in the playoffs at 9-3 is one of the worst college football takes I've ever heard in my whole entire life. It's awful.
Very well said. Very well said. And I think, there was something I wanted to find out. I mean, I tweeted about this a while ago, so I won't harp on it too much, but I thought you cooked again. Yes, they cooked. So I don't really have to add too much to it. I just think that what I hate is Steve Sarkisian and all these other people saying, well, why did we even play Ohio State? Because we could have just been 10-2 and been in. I think that is such a horrible thing to say because you're downplaying how bad you were for a lot of the season.
Would they be in?
Well,
if you
I would say no. I would too,
dude. That's the problem. They'd probably be in because they're Texas, but would they deserve to be in?
No.
It's like everybody's saying like, oh, yeah, it's tough. Oklahoma, Texas A&M wins are impressive. I don't want to like be a complete hater and not mention that those are really impressive wins.
Yeah, but my problem is this. So if you go back to the season, there were so many. I mean, for 2/3 of the season, Arch Manning was like JJ McCarthy, wasn't he? Wasn't he the meme? Wasn't he the joke of college football on Twitter?
Yeah, I think he's had like a decent fucking comeback effort. He's looked pretty solid.
Sure, which is great. But you don't get 9-10 games to figure it out, and finally, you're the Texas we thought you'd be. Fucking halfway through the season at Florida, at Mississippi State, and Kentucky. Give me a break. Like, I'm sorry. I know they won the game, but those wins against Mississippi State, Kentucky are awful. Those are awful wins. And I had Texas in that fucking Kentucky game. I watched them. They were putrid. I watched Knocked Up again not too long ago. Seth Rogen has a business idea. Do you remember this? Where it's like flesh of the skin or whatever. Him and his friends, he's a big pothead. And what they do is they document in every movie where it shows tits. So like in like Total Recall, whatever, I remember. Demi Moore movie. If you had this for Arch Manning, say, hey, every time throughout the season where Arch Manning looked awful, it would be flooded. You'd be flooded with moments of how bad Arch Manning in this Texas offense was. Flooded. It wasn't like, and I'll give Carson Beck. It wasn't like one game of Carson Beck throwing 4 interceptions. It was over half the season of Arch Manning looking terrible. So no, I'm sorry. Because you beat fucking Vanderbilt or Oklahoma, you're not getting in. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a really good analogy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. JJ McCarthy catching a straight in the CFB talk deserves it though. Very comparable.
Way better than Max Brosmer though.
Yeah, right. All right, so here's a bracket that somebody tweeted. Thank you, Lewandowski. As of right now, this is what the projection is, Steak, okay? You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
First round, you have Oklahoma against Bama.
Mm-hmm. Good game.
8 and 9 seed. But they already played. I don't care about these games of teams that already play. So Bama and Georgia are going to play. Give me a break. Whatever. Oregon, Tulane.
Okay.
I should tell you this. The winner of Oklahoma, Bama playing Ohio State, that rocks.
That does, but I'll tell you right now, that's not going to happen. They're not going to have the game again. I think you're right. They're not having that game.
Oregon, Tulane, the winner of that game plays Texas Tech. Oregon, Texas Tech would rock.
Yes, it would.
Ole Miss, Notre Dame, that game would rock.
Yes, it would.
Notre Dame, the winner playing Georgia. And then Texas A&M and Virginia. Who gave you Virginia to make the playoff, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
A&M,
A&M,
they're going to lose to Duke.
A&M and Virginia, the winner plays Indiana.
Yeah, A&M Indiana sounds like a good fucking time.
The first four out: BYU, Miami, Vanderbilt, Utah.
Yeah, those all make sense to me. Yeah.
Second two out: North Texas and James Madison. I have an easy solution. To all of this. Miami gets in over Virginia.
But they can't. If Virginia wins, they do get the automatic bid, I think, because they would be the highest ranked.
Miami gets in over Virginia, or put it this way, Miami gets in over Tulane, and fuck it, Vanderbilt gets in over Virginia.
Yeah, I was going to say, I agree, Hefe, but I can't say I 100% agree they should be in. I think it should be talked about more. I'm surprised it's not talked about more.
No, I have pushback on this. I have pushback on this. On why Vanderbilt should be in. Let's go look at the schedule. This is Fugazi. Vanderbilt. I like Diego Pavia is a great story. Your computer is shaking so much. Why is your computer shaking this much?
I don't know. Maybe I keep touching it.
Try not to do that. But if you're Vanderbilt, hold on. Let's really make a case for Vanderbilt because I'm going to poke a hole in it. Sorry, Vanderbilt truthers. Diego Pavia is awesome. Your coach is awesome. He got an extension, by the way. People are asking. The team is awesome. Yeah. But this is the problem. This is the problem with the SEC. They prop all these teams up to act like they're good quality wins because of the name and the brand. They're not. They're fucking not. And let me tell you exactly why. Who did Vanderbilt beat? Let's walk through it. Charleston Southern, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was terrible. South Carolina, who was ranked 11th at the time, they were terrible. Georgia State, Utah State. Those are the first 5 wins. Did I name one team worth of shit? No.
No.
Alabama, you lose 30-14. Then you beat 10th ranked. Oh, I'm lagging.
Shit. Yeah, but damn, I can hear you perfectly.
You really can?
Chop. Damn. It's 3 minutes left. We're doing it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But basically, they lost to Texas, they lost to Bama. LSU was awful. Missouri was pretty good. They beat Auburn in overtime. They beat Kentucky. And they beat Tennessee. So people are saying, oh, they beat 4 ranked teams. LSU was ranked. Missouri was ranked. South Carolina was ranked. Tennessee was ranked. Sorry, Tennessee, not that good. South Carolina, terrible. Missouri, meh. The quarterback also broke their ankle. And LSU stunk.
No, you're 100% correct. I'm sorry there was lagging because you couldn't. Tennessee can't be your best win. Can't be.
I understand, but I'm just saying you're not in. They're not in.
It's all you can do. But then at the end of the day, you have a resume. And unfortunately, after looking this over, Vanderbilt's resume does not get you into the college football playoff.
Yep. No, that's a decent take. Okay. Are we
win, Peter Cuomo? It was, especially the fact that it was that Rocky Top, but it can't be your number one win. It can't be your number one win. You weren't really competitive with Alabama, and for 3.5 quarters, you weren't competitive with Texas, but you were competitive with Auburn, how you easily could have lost. You were competitive with Missouri. You were competitive with Vanderbilt. Like, yeah, I'm okay with them being out. I thought it'd be a fun story if they were in, but I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. I think that's everything.
Yep.
11:59 right on the dot. I think we nailed it. Great job, guys. All right, W Stream. Thank you, Malcolm. Appreciate it. At least you're saying some good shit. J.E. Thorpe, you're on thin ice, as Chewy would say. I think if you don't say anything worth a shit and you just keep talking about eyebrows, not that I care about my eyebrows because I know they're bushy and my forehead's large, but you're gonna have to bring something to the stream other than that because you're just constantly a distraction.
You're on DJ shit list, man. You're fishing on shit list.
Yeah, you are. W Stream, thanks. Carson Beck threw away every single loss, throwing the most insane picks. And I'm sorry. Man. I think that absolutely matters. No other quarterback.
Notice how I have a Miami ticket and you didn't hear me arguing much because I don't disagree.
No, it's a good job because we're not biased. All right. Anybody live that needs are you going to Owner's Box today or
no? Not today.
Okay. All right, guys. Have a great day. And thank you as always for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow. Steaks, good to have you back. And don't forget, as always, you guys are going to say, we're going to say you're welcome. And you guys are going to say, thank you. Have a great day.